get this figured out. This world gon' give me whatever I need until I get this vision out. Then they gon' pay me whatever I ask, cause I got it figured out. Family be checking all up on a nigga to see how I'm feeling now. Damn, they love to see a nigga really make a killing now. I put a lock on the game and I hide the code and the keys. I am not playing no games, I really play this shit for keeps. That shit for me.
MaddenHeadz YouTube. What's going on? It is your boy, Coach DC, coming back at you today with another video. It's obviously a comedy of errors here. So let's establish one thing. We all know that there is BS in the game, is evidenced by what you're watching right now. Even though I'm clicked to these guys, Madden says no. And so when I talk algorithm, because I think some people get confused, when I say the algorithm, it just means sometimes when the game, it feels like the game is having influence over the outcome. That one right there almost, that one almost sent me somewhere. Jumping for a pick and not getting it. Even playing defense, when your guys are in position, sometimes I have to cover for those guys. Watch, this is some of the worst defense you'll ever see on this play. That was man-to-man. Absolutely nobody covered anybody. It just so happens that he was throwing the ball in the vicinity where I could make a play on it, to the tight end on the short drag route. If you go back and watch that play like 3 times, that was straight man. Nobody played any D. All right, now, to the better side, on the game, this is one of the reasons why I don't do match coverage, because I have to rely on Madden to tell me what's what and what's supposed to happen, and sometimes it happens and sometimes it doesn't. And so anything that Madden has control over, or EA, whatever, I'm very skeptical about that, to say the least. And so I always, make sure that my zone drops are in effect. I always make sure that my defensive clock-in technique, this is something that I released in the College Football Mechanics Guide, originally in the Mechanics Bible. So it's a technique that me and my clients use, or whoever, everyone else, and it makes not only the user responsive, it makes your other guys on the field responsive. And so this is why, defense, it's bad, but it doesn't feel that bad to me, and I always just try to look at it from an overall perspective, meaning, I know it's just, I understand the pain though, because I see it and I feel it on third downs. Yeah, it's just like on third down, I have to go cover with a corner because my deep blues just won't do right on third and fourth downs. And so, but when you're using like the defensive clock-in technique, again, your flats, I play my flats at 5 yards. That's no secret. And so I get really good responses, and the people who use this technique, for the most part, it's not perfect. Trust me, the game will dumb out on you, but you're gonna, for the most part, you will get responses, especially, from your guys once the ball is thrown. If, it just seems like it makes everyone else kind of on high alert. They play their prospective zone drops, with a lot more aggression. You'll see a lot of my guys coming downhill to make plays, even in man-to-man, even in some situations where sometimes they stand there, like a guy tries to throw an out or something like that, or a quick hitch like that, and you see those guys just coming straight downhill, jumping in front of it and getting pick sixes and all that stuff. And that is purely and simply from the defensive clock-in technique. And so it's not something I share on YouTube, but for all the guys who've had sessions, or like I said, you have the Mechanics Bible or virtuals or whatever, however you learned about it, you know exactly what I'm talking about, and you can understand why these plays are being made. And so it's just something that when I always say I understand the complaints of the game, but again, I always tell people it's just certain stuff that you have to know and understand. Yeah, it doesn't make the game perfect, but no, there are ways to get around a lot of this stuff. And so you see, again, when I drop guys in the flats, they're very aggressive. That's by design. I'm not dropping them at 0 yards. All my flats are on 5 yards, all of them. And so it's very rare that somebody will throw a ball to the flats where I have a guy in the flats and it won't get challenged or almost picked off or whatever. You know what I mean? And so again, it's not about, as a user, you can be great, but you can't be everywhere. Even with the switch stick, you still can't be everywhere, because they limit the switch stick up until the time that the ball is thrown. And so you have to make good decisions when you are switching, and you have to make good decisions when you're dropping your zones. You have to learn how to disguise your stuff, drop to the general places. You want to cover the middle, you want to cover the flats, and then, see if the guy can handle making throws down the field, if he's not like a guy that goes for one play touchdowns or whatnot. Because if you can take that away, generally I have a rule that says if I can take away my opponent's first 2 reads, the third read is a pick. for sure. If I can, as the user, if my defense, that whatever I call, can take away one of the first 2 reads, and then me as the user, if I can cheat and be somewhere to take away the second read, especially with switch stick, it's getting a lot easier. I for the life of me, I cannot understand how people do not like switch stick. I'm serious. I mean, I understand the mechanics of it. Yeah, I get it. It's a little quirky at times, but you know what I mean. You just have to have some rules to it. Go get that switch stick commandments virtual. It's there, and it's a lot of stuff that you do not hear on YouTube about switch sticking. And yeah, I said that. But you just have to understand that when you understand the levels of the defense that you're dropping on the field in terms of your zones or your man or whatever you're trying to take away, and then you know what I mean. You have to. I keep saying this. Switch stick is really about hiding your user. If I can hide my user for a second and then switch off of him, drop him into an area, and then go get another user to take away where the quarterback's eyes went to after he left the first read. And so again, if I can take away those 2 reads, that third read is generally some sort of bailout, or he's just kind of waiting around. And so as a user, you just have to be decisive. You can get to spots on the field in this game, no doubt about it. Even with the slower speed of the game, you still can get to where you need to get to take away, the routes that you need to take away. Your mechanics just have to be in order. You have to, understand how to speed turn and baseball turn and all that kind of stuff. Utilizing your toggling with the L2 and R2 to get yourself in position. Don't just be out there running around like a chicken with your head cut off. Have some purpose for the user or the guy that you're controlling. Have a purpose. You take away something. Like my coach used to say, for Christ's sake, we got to take away something. We can't let them do everything. Right. You got to take away something. Are there risks involved? Of course there are risks involved. You know what I mean? Sometimes you'll get caught on the wrong guy, and then, hey, sometimes you just got to drop, with the big D tackle, big Ed OG and the Bulldogs. Y'all don't know nothing about Ed OG and the Bulldogs. That's way before you guys. Be a father to your child. I got to have it. Anyway, but yeah, as a user, it's easier to cover the deep middle with a linebacker when it's you, as opposed to letting the AI cover it, and then of course you're going to get beat. So if the other parts of your defense are set, then you know what I mean. Using switch stick, you should be able to get to 1 or 2 places easy on this game and be able to take away the things or the weaknesses of your defense. You got to know where your weaknesses are, and you have to make sure that you can access that weakness really quick. So you may have a great defense that's always weak, in the skinny post, or that's always weak across the middle. And so just watch. I'm on one linebacker, short switch stick, nothing great, but understanding where I'm at And when I drop that guy off into the middle read, he takes away one route, and then I go get the other one. And so just look at the symmetry. Yeah, there's your word for the day, symmetry. Look at, I'm strafing, backpedaling, utilizing my L2, R2 mechanics, just doing my thing. And then it turns into a pick six. And so as simple as that, man. We have to utilize the tools that are here. Anyway, man, appreciate each and every one of you guys. It's your boy, Coach.